country for sale. Apply within. Now Kobe tell me what I want. Why them sell out everything? When I listen to Buju say country for sale, apply within. Oh my God. Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. Everybody is saying, SouFlo, how come you now cover this? Chinese now own Kingston ports. The ports. What is the ports? I'm not talking about the port, you know. I said the ports. You know, the shipping ports where the containers them come and they're stocked and that's all. Anyway, listen carefully to this, because while we are looking the other way because we are hoodwinked and bamboozled, a whole lot of changes are going on. At the end of the day, the common man probably can't do anything to change these changes. It's not like we're gonna make a whole heap of noise and make our politicians hear us or even hold them accountable. Everybody just gonna bite them fingernail and go out them own business anyway. But since you're going to hell in a handbasket, proverbially speaking, let me just go ahead and tell you what's taking you there, okay? Listen, so the headline came out that said, Chinese firm takes over Kingston Freeport Management Company. What is Kingston Freeport Management Company? What they do? What do they do? And how in the world has the Chinese taken it over? And to what extent has the Chinese taken it over? According to the Jamaica Observer, China Merchants Port Holdings now has full control of Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited, KFTL. The entity that manages the port of Kingston under a 30-year concession agreement with the government of Jamaica. The port of Kingston. I can tell you that a port is very important. I can tell you that a lot of heads bust in Miami for them ports. The port is the entrance exit point where stuff comes in and leaves. If you don't control the ports to your country, and it is completely owned 100% by others, then it's safe to say you don't know and you don't have control over what is going in and coming out of your country. You understand now? Alright, let me finish reading up this now. So, this was made possible by the international French-led shipping port management firm. This is the jargon that's going to explain to you how this whole process happened, how long it's gonna last for, how much of it the Chinese them now own, and all these other things. Is the government aware of this? Are they complicit in this atrocity? This was made possible by the international French-led shipping port management firm. French-led. How was this made possible? Jamaica's port, Kingston Port, by a French-led. You see what I'm saying? Alright, we never owned it in the first place. That's what's going on there. CGM, selling its interests in KFTL to a subsidiary company named Terminal Link, which was up to that point a joint venture of CMA and CGM, 51% and 49%. So in other words, Chinese people and French people did already own our ports. It was already owned by Chinese and French. Look now. You're gonna think a joke thing. I remember when they first sold off the Jamaican Airlines. When they first sold off Air Jamaica. And a foreign me there. I think I was in England at the time. And I sat down and I said to myself, them sell off Air Jamaica. So we no longer have a airline that identifies with the island, with the country. Okay, no big deal. Me see Caribbean airline coming in and something else, and they sell the people this whole we're broadening the scope because it's one Caribbean and we're just launching it into a greater, wider, and everybody just said, okay, it's alright. I mean, I miss Air Jamaica and thing, but it's okay. Go on about them business, right? Sold Air Jamaica. Then they sold the airports. And this ain't no joke. They sold the airports. Go and look. Mexicans own Jamaican airports, you know. And they were in ownership of the one in Kingston before the Norman Manley International Airport. And then, lo and behold, they are now in control of the other airport, Donald Sangster's International Airport in Montego Bay as well. So, the airline gone, the airports, both of them are gone. All the rich people fly in and out at Ian Fleming, so we're not even going to mention that one right there. Private jet and them thing there. If Naomi Campbell is coming to Jamaica, that is where she would go. You and I don't go Dessa, alright? James Bond and all these people go Dessa. No. The airports are gone. the airline been gone. The ports of entry, the one in Kingston, I want to know where are the others. I'm guessing the other ones are in Montego Bay, Ochorea, somewhere around there. So. And who owns those? Because if it is, that is the same company, then Ross. So anyhow, the effect of this change is that the CMA and the CGM has sold its shares over a 30-year concession, meaning that the Chinese merchants now have full control of the entity. I'm going to say this again. We never owned it in the first place. It was owned by French in partnership with Chinese. All right, everybody. So Sunday, May 10th, Mother's Day. Sunday, May 10th, this Mother's Day, we are inviting you to spend 1 hour with us as we go live. We will be doing the baby shower for Brains live. So this is SouFLoTV and Brains, or Brains and SouFLoTV baby shower live for our new baby that we're expecting. And we just want the family to come out for 1 hour and celebrate with us as we go live. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and make sure you also press that bell next to the subscribe button. The bell has different options. Make sure you choose the option that says send me all uploads, or else YouTube will only send you some or none at all and you will miss the baby shower on live. So that is May 10th, Mother's Day 2020. Join us for 1 hour as we go live to kick off this baby shower. We'll see you then. French owned 51%. Chinese owned 49%. Some little deal gone. This is how we break it down for everybody to understand all the fancy words and terminologies that they use to confuse regular people. Listen, French own some, Chinese own some. French own 51%, Chinese own 49%. Chinese, being who they are, always, go look at the other video that I did. It is always about the takeover for them, the dominance for them, complete ownership for them. Go and play with them. Now, they, the Chinese, own 100% and are in full control of the Kingston ports. Kingston Freeport was the company used by the Terminal Link CMA CGM consortium to operate Kingston. Listen, Kingston Freeport was the company that was used by the Terminal Link CMA and CGM consortium to operate Kingston Container Terminal under the 30-year deal signed with the Port Authority of Jamaica in April of 2015 to finance, expand, operate, and maintain the Port of Kingston. So for those of you who like that SouFLoTV talk nothing, but me not really understand where it is that, okay, so then buy that, but what does that do? There you have it. Kingston Freeport was the company used by the Terminal Link CMA CGM Consortium to operate Kingston Container Terminal under the 30-year deal signed with the Port Authority of Jamaica in April 2015 to finance, expand, operate, and maintain the Port of Kingston. Finance, expand, operate, and maintain. You know the big shipping container them, where people all use them, build house out of them after? When them thing they are coming, load up and full up with goods, and no one is there to check that have the best interest of the country at heart, then you can imagine what could be coming in and going out through in those things. All people. Anyhow, the overall deal involved more than just the Kingston Freeport, as China Merchants Port Holding announced recently that the company had completed the initial closing of the proposed acquisition with requests to 8 target terminals. You know, listen? Including Kingston Freeport, worth $814.78 million. 800 and you think a Jamaican millions may talk? $814.78 million US dollars is what I'm talking. All right. The company said that the 8 terminal assets include 50% of Odessa Terminal Halco Ltd, Ukraine, 49% of CMA CGM PSA Lion Terminal PT Limited, Singapore, 100% of Kingston Freeport in Terminal Limited, Jamaica, 30% of Rotterdam World Gateway in the Netherlands, 24% of Qingdao Quai United Advanced Container Terminal Company in China, 47.25% for First Logistic Development Company in Vietnam. Enough things them people are own. This is the company, and the one company is telling all its holdings, right? Them own it in Iraq, Thailand, Vietnam, China, Jamaica, Ukraine, Singapore. Take over much? What? Now you notice, in Ukraine they own 49% of theirs. In Singapore they own 100%. In Jamaica they own 100%. In Rotterdam, in the Netherlands, they own 24%. In China, that company owns 47.25%. In Vietnam, they only own 14%. Ask yourself why the Vietnamese only have them owning 14%. That's like a major investor, but definitely not an owner. Ask yourself why the Netherlands only have them owning 24%. Ask yourself why. Because you see, when you're able to throw around 800 and something million US dollars, then you can wield some serious power. Now, the big thing about this is this, because me and somebody who are reasoning, you know, and she said, SouFlo, you don't see what I'm going. You can clearly see a sabotage and where a sabotage possibly could be coming from now that we understand who owns what. Because we've been doing videos for years where we have said, control the borders, control the ports is the only way that we're going to regulate what's going in and coming out of the country, and to make sure, say, you know me, I said them, bye, them something there, don't keep flooding the place and all these things. The US has their eyes on this. Remember, I know, China is a communist regime. China is under a communist regime. The US have big issues when we link with Cuba, and Cuba they're right there, so. So what do you think their feeling is about us linking with China in such a big way? Let me say something out loud. I think Jamaica is leaning to communist side anyway. But Jamaica is just wanting to be the one to straddle the fence, stay in the middle. But you see, when you play both sides, you end up getting by both sides. You understand? May I tell you, the US has their eyes on this. Me and the person have some serious discussions. A lot of the stuff that we discuss, I won't repeat it on social media. I will leave you all to think about it. Okay? You know how the US get down. You know how the US gets down. Alright? So, I'm saying, you right in their backyard, doing big business with a communist regime, selling out your ports to them, total control to them. I remember we talked already about Jamaica being, remember I know, Donald Trump came in last year sometime and said Jamaica is a drug haven. It's one of those places that's situated, because of where it's situated, it's a pass-through point for stuff going from the rest of over here, so and them can pass through easily through Jamaica, get it processed, fixed up properly, and then send it on through those ports. And then you have, so the operating efficiencies of KFTL have been improving, particularly on Golden K, where investments in equipment facility systems are concentrated. The availability of equipment processing of cargo is high, and the operating efficiencies are good and getting better. Whoop-de-woo, good, yes, hallelujah. Listen to this part. In the meantime, the Donald Trump administration is reiterating its concerns about Chinese investments in Jamaica. Speaking with the Jamaican Observer's Caribbean Business Report yesterday, U.S. Ambassador to the Jamaican Donald Trump, Tapia, was very vocal about America's concerns over Chinese companies' investments in the commanding heights of the Jamaican economy. You notice the choice of words. They are very concerned and are very vocal over Chinese companies' investments in the commanding heights of the Jamaican economy. Commanding heights. See, in other words, what they're saying is, it's okay to invest. Diversify your portfolio. You want to put a mill over here, so you want to invest here. You want a 5-point-something percentage ownership, partnership, whatever, good. But when they start seeing 100% ownership of stuff, you must understand people say it look very different. Now I know a lot of y'all are going to be saying, yeah man, America don't have no room for talk, but listen. Let your mind think, because I can't say it here, and I don't want to say it here. I am the one that is going to just light the liquor fire, and then you're going to have to come blaze it up. Alright? Alright. They are very concerned about China's investment in the commanding heights of Jamaican economy. He is particularly concerned about the Chinese investments in the port facilities in Jamaica. Why would the U.S. ambassador and the Donald Trump administration be particularly concerned about the Chinese investment in the port facilities in Jamaica? Particularly concerned. Listen to the words that I'm using up. The ambassador raised suspicion about such a move, which could be utilized for communist expansion in countries in Latin America and Africa. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to wonder. Like I said, Ambassador Tapia questioned why the Chinese aren't expanding their investments in Europe or elsewhere. Why not? Why in the Caribbean? Why Africa and the Caribbean? But are merely focused on countries in Latin America, the Caribbean, and Africa, where corruption is extremely high. In these places, he's saying the level of accountability is low. These people in these places, Latin America, the Caribbean, and Africa, people do what them want do, basically, right? He's saying that in the US, even though there is corruption, if you have corruption, we've seen billionaires go to prison multiple times. Millionaires go to prison on trial, go through the full extent of the law. In the Caribbean, in African countries, and in Latin America, not so much. If you are up there, you can pretty much get away with almost anything. And he's saying that this is where the Chinese want to play. And they want to play there because the corruption, they can easily buy out who and what they have to buy out and strategically place themselves for communist expansion. I'm going to say it again. Jamaica want to be neutral, stay in the middle, play both sides, but going to end up getting by both sides. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. 100% ownership of Kingston Ports. Wow.